Imagine you're taking a cross-country trip sometime. You plot out your route, get the car ready and take off. Along the way, you get on a 6-lane interstate. Traffic is moving about 70 miles per hour, and everything looks like clear sailing. Then off to the side of the road, you see a man near an exit with a sign. He's waving frantically, and you look, and the sign says, "Danger, bridge out, get off here." But at seeing the man's sign, you think for a minute, and then make a decision. What kind of things go through your mind? Well, here's some of the possible thoughts. I'm in the fast lane, and that road will slow me down. Everyone else is taking the fast lane. Why should I? Only those with the inferior cars are getting off on that old, quaint road. Or that guy must just be some sort of crackpot anyway, and the ones that listen are idiots. So perhaps you decide to stay on the broad road rather than taking the narrow road. You feel good because most everyone is on that road. After all, there's security in numbers, right? Moreover, the people with the fast cars think you're cool too, just like they are. All of a sudden, you round the bend, a blind curve, and you see it. The bridge is out, and cars are going 70 miles per hour. They swerve, they try to hit their brakes, and they take a variety of other maneuvers to avoid the inevitable, but it's just too late. There's just not enough time to avoid going over the bridge that was not there, over the cliff, into the valley to destruction. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus stated this: "Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is easy that leads to destruction, and those who enter by it are many. For the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few." People today are on the wide path that leads to destruction. However, there is a safe way, that narrow path which is Christ and faith in Him. Unfortunately, few will find it and take it. This is bad news for those on the wide path, but good news for those on the narrow path. When I pastored in New Hampshire, I would go downtown nearly every Tuesday afternoon to talk to people about the narrow way. One day in particular was unusually difficult. Normally, I found out that about 50% of the people that I met downtown were willing to discuss spiritual things. However, that day it was not the case. I ran into more people claiming to be atheists or disinterested than I had ever before. However, there was some good news. A few people were interested. At first, I was a bit disheartened. Then I thought about it, and I thought, well, our role in this gospel work is not to make people believe. That's God's job. Our mission is to be the one standing near the wide path in this world, holding up the warning sign that they are on the wide road that leads to destruction, and then showing them the narrow way to salvation. People will make their choices based on the nature of their will, and we're powerless to affect their choices. However, we have great power to proclaim the message of hope, and this is our calling. We need faithful warning sign holders standing on the highways of life so that some will get off the wide road that leads to destruction and get on the narrow road to eternal life. We need warning sign holders. If you're a believer in Jesus, that's you. Start holding up the warning sign to those who are on the pathway, the wide way to destruction.